Hey everybody, I just wanted to stand out here in the cold. I try to stick to the front porch wig chat theme as much as possible, hence why I come outside to do it, and it is windy and it is cold. Temperatures are dropping. In the end of the Starly situation I was discussing with the retailer, now I tend to think that they're exercising lower standards for lower price wigs. They may be for upper price wigs too, I don't know, because I don't buy a whole lot of high-end ones. I have bought hand-tied in the past. I've seen people like John Renault put out a new group of wigs and they changed their fiber. The one that had Quinn in it, they changed their fibers. The lace fronts were thicker, and it seemed like they were thicker to me. That's my personal assessment. And the fibers took color differently, so that the color I was used to didn't come off as the same color at all. The roots were much darker, which you know I just hate. That's not my thing, the roots. This was an accident. They sent the wrong one. They sent the rooted and not the regular, so but when I put it on, I mean, the roots are not terrible. It looks dark. They always look darker under this overhang than they really are. But these are well done. And this one has no defects. So, and then they tell me I must buy a rooted wig, basically, or western tracks are going to show on top. Well, that's not really an acceptable answer, in my opinion. But on this one, on the Silverstone Starly, it was okay. It was a little easier to fix that than it was the Belle Tress that had the big old exposed track right here with no hair on it. But I just wanted to make sure people understand. I have not said do not buy a Belle Tress wig. I did not say that. In my job, in what I consider my, well, it's a hobby, but I mean, it's not a job. Nobody pays me to do this, and I don't make any money off this channel. In this job, hobby, whatever, I feel like I came here to help people make better buying decisions. And that means talking about the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I have no particular loyalty to any retailer. I have ones that have never done me wrong. That's true. And, you know, I have only really, well, I guess you could say with the Belle Tress lemonade that I just returned to the retailer. And she did refund my money in the form of a store credit gift card type thing, which is fine because I'll buy from her again. Okay, I lost my train of thought and something got interrupted, and sorry. I want to reiterate, I did not say do not buy a Belle Tress wig. I don't know if I ever will again. I may, but the representative, I said representative, and I was aware, I believe, that Julie Min, who was it was not just the representative, she owns the company. She created Belle Tress. She's the founder of Belle Tress wigs. She should know her business. And I assume that was her. I got that message copy and pasted from the retailer. I have no idea why a retailer would try to fake that. So I have nothing to believe except that that did come from Julie Min's office. And the picture that she showed me, and I didn't post it, but the picture she showed me had somebody with a lemonade in the margarita pulling the hair way up over here and going, look, pull it way back and say, see, that's not what I do. I just put it behind my ear. I mean, like that, you know. So it's not really an example of this is why you should keep that thing and you should wear it, even though it screams wig. Standards, you know, the suggestion to buy a hand-tied piece was really kind of meaning, well, you're not going to, you can't expect any better from us unless you spend a lot of money. That's what that says to me. And I may be wrong, and that's just my personal take on it, and that's all you get here is my personal take and my personal experience. And I don't think it does anybody a service to gloss over this stuff. And it seems like to me, and somebody just told me that someone on Facebook was complaining about a defective Beltress lemonade. And that's not me, because I'm not on Facebook. I watch some wig shows from a retailer through Facebook, but it's not my account, so I can't post, I can't do anything on there. I can just watch. It's my husband's account, which is why he complains about getting ads for wigs all the time in his Facebook feed. But it's not just an isolated case, it's multiple cases. It makes me wonder about, as someone said, what about the future of wigs? I'm a little worried about the future of wigs. Is this, if this is acceptable workmanship for any wig that's not hand-tied, then most women cannot afford hand-tied. Some women can afford all the wigs they want. I'm not one of them. I can better afford them now than I used to when I started wearing them 5 years ago. I still am thrifty. Even if I could afford them, I wouldn't be buying $1,000 wigs or even $500 wigs. I don't do that. I'm very thrifty and I bargain shop. That doesn't mean I buy inferior quality things or having to do with that. I just don't do that. So, not in the wigs for sure. And, you know, this channel is for helping you make buying decisions. It's not to sell you wigs. A lot of reviewers work for retailers, and it is their job to push the wig. Now, I'm not saying they won't tell you the truth. I know reviewers that I think are very have integrity, and I think they would tell you if there's a glaring problem. But do they tell you everything in the same way that they would if they were doing it completely independently? I don't know. I don't know. I would have to be the same. I can't be something I'm not. That would be what I would have to do, is tell you the truth. And they may not want me to represent their company anymore if I did, if I represented anybody. I would rather be completely 100% no strings, free to tell the absolute truth about things. And I'm not a complainer. Like I said, I've only returned, in that whole time I've been wearing wigs, I said 2 wigs. I returned one other wig that was defective, an Envy Dakota, and a lot of them had that problem. An Envy Dakota, and that's not a low density wig. That's kind of a medium density wig with a mono part and lace front. And I had to return one. I own several, and I had to return the one that was defective because on the top the wefts were completely exposed. So it's not just low density wigs. That's a defect. And I returned that, had no problem with the retailer at the time. And then one time a big retailer sent me, it was supposed to be a Nora in sandstone. And they pulled Silverstone, which gave me a chance to see the color, but I did return that and swap it for a sandstone. And then later I thought, I like this, and I bought the Silverstone. So I'm not telling you not to buy the wigs, but any wig can have a defect. That's a possibility in every brand. But when it happens repeatedly and customers are rebuffed and dismissed over the same things over and over, that's when I think we should pay attention. And that's what I felt was happening, because I keep hearing the same stories or similar stories about the same brand in the same response that they're getting. I'm well aware customers try to play the system and try to claim defects when there are none, just to return a wig that they otherwise couldn't return. I understand that. That is not what this is. I'm not a wig returner. If I don't like the color, I either wear it anyway or I sell it to somebody else at a very reasonable price. Someone else could have a chance to try it. But,
No, she's still making the video.
excuse me just a minute. Sorry folks, I had a phone call. Another reviewer. Anyway, I don't even know where I was, but one thing I do want to say, when this video came out about wig manufacturers gaslighting customers, you know, dismissing the customer, saying, oh, it's not a defect, you know, you don't see anything here, it's just normal, it's normal, it's normal, and then directing me to higher priced wigs, which basically means all my budget friendly wigs are crap and you need to buy something very expensive. I got a lot of new subscribers, and I appreciate people being here. I really do. But first thing, it got the reactions were astounding. The views were like almost 3,600 views or something like that, and that not normal for this channel. And they're not linked to any retailer, so people aren't really directed to this channel. And a lot of comments, a lot more than normal comments, and new subscribers from that. And I'm hoping, and I'm not saying this is the case, but I just want to make sure people understand that I didn't post that for drama. I don't post for drama. I don't like drama. I avoid drama. That's why I don't really talk about the gossip in the wig world and things like that. I talk about the wigs, the products, the customers, and how they're treating the customers, and it's just all for to make your buying experience better and maybe less frustrating. And this was just for educational purposes. This is not to stir up any drama. I don't want drama on the channel. I don't, that's not my purpose here. So, and I know there are some people who do live for drama. Trust me, I know that. Drama queens. The drama llama is on duty though, and the drama llama don't tolerate no drama. You remember the drama llama? It's always cracked me up. So it's just for educational purposes. That's all it was. Will I buy another Belle Tress wig? I don't know. I did have my eye on some of the new City collection that's coming out next month sometime. I probably would never buy the Luxe collection because I can't pay $400 for a wig. I can't. I mean, I could, but I'm not going to, because let's just say there used to be more choices. Now I'm going to have to revisit brands that I have nixed in the past. Now I'm not going to revisit Raquel Welch or Gabor. I do not like Raquel Welch fibers. They have gone to all heat-friendly fibers, and they wear out in 2 seconds flat. Gabor has now gone to a lot of heat-friendly styles, but Gabor also has a little problem that they don't really produce anything modern anymore. It's like 70s grandma wigs, a lot of these. The quality is good. Their permatease is insane. So Gabor and Raquel Welch are no-goes for me. I nixed Noriko years ago and Renee Paris. Noriko was too small, Renee Paris was too big. Renee Paris is more fashion wigs. They made their caps roomier because a lot of women wore them for fun and to put their hair underneath. Women who don't have hair can't really wear those very well unless I wear wig groups, and I don't wear wig groups or wig caps. I'm too hot-natured for that. Right now, I probably wish I had one on because I'm freezing out here. So anything I do like that is for educational purposes. If you want to buy a Belle Tress wig, I'm not saying not to do that. I'm just saying that any wig that you buy could have a defect. Look them over really well, because it seems like brands are denying customers' claims of defects. It's almost, and when I hear a lot of reports of the same wig being defective and they're still selling it, it makes me wonder if they had a whole batch sent back to the manufacturer ever since it was released, and maybe had defects all along, and I just was lucky enough not to get one. Possible. And they are decided, instead of losing money on all those, they're going to re-release them into the market. Maybe. I don't know if they do such a thing. I don't know. But because there's so many, and a lot of them were lemonade, it kind of made me wonder. Maybe that's why it is being discontinued, because that's often the reason they discontinue a style, is it's got too many defects from the manufacturer. So I wasn't saying anything terrible about anybody. I was just saying they're not listening to the customer. I thought Belle Tress always listened to their customers. They've been making improvements over the years. I've been so thrilled with them, and then all of a sudden I get one defective one, which I'm not a wig returner. Like I said, I've returned one other defective wig, which was an Envy wig, and it was very defective. No problem with the retailer. And I returned a wig when they sent me the wrong color. I just, basically, it wasn't really a return, it was an exchange of the proper color for the color that they sent me. It wasn't really a return. So I've actually, if you don't count that one, I've only returned 2 wigs in 5 years. The only 2 defective ones I've ever had. So I'm not a chronic returner. I'm not somebody who returns and makes up and screams defect when I just want to return a wig that's not really returnable, you know, for a sale or something. So I don't do that. If I buy it, I keep it. If it's not defective. And if it's not defective and I don't want to wear it, I will sell it to someone else for a really good price. And I think people who have bought wigs from me can tell you I put them on for a very good price. And with today's prices, I'm having to pay more. So I don't know how good a deal I can give somebody. I know I'm going to lose money on a wig. That's just kind of a given. You don't make your money back. It's always a loss. But this is the world. This is the wig world. This is what we have to deal with. This is the game. You know, this is the way it is. So I'm going to go, and I hope you understood what I was trying to say. I am going to explore other brands. I have my eye on some of the newer Noricos. The newer Noricos apparently fit a little better, and they're a blend of regular synthetic and a little bit of heat friendly. Now, they are not heat friendly overall. You can't use heat on them, but they've changed their fibers, and I'm thinking maybe if I can find a color, because Noriko colors are not my cup of tea generally. The blondes are too gold, and the golds are too blonde. The blondes are too gold overall. But I may try a Beltress. Okay, I like Ellen Villa. But Ellen Villa doesn't understand. Not everybody dyes their hair, so everything's. I mean, even the dark ones are rooted. That's crazy. Chocolate shaded. Why? I can't figure that out. If the colors were better, if the colors weren't so limited in Ellen Villa, that fits me beautifully. I've never had a defective one so far. I've liked Belle Madame again. I can buy that. We can get that. You can get that at Continental Wigs in the UK. They're excellent to do business with. Their price. Right now they're having free international shipping over 150 pounds. You have to convert your pounds to dollars to find out what you're actually paying. But their prices are not terrible. And when they have free international shipping, you know, I like that. So I guess you can have a bad experience with every big manufacturer because everybody's not 100% all the time. But when there's this much money on the line and this much loss, and these women, they can't even forget, people wearing wigs not for fashion, but because they have hair loss. And most women that I know cannot or will not pay more than $250 for a wig. So I have to wait for sales. I have to wait for eBay bargains, and I'm not seeing a lot of those. People are holding on to their wigs now more than they ever have. But I'm going to probably explore go back to an Aesthetica style I used to like and see how that is these days. Even though I know Aesthetica fits me a little large, I'm going to have to go back. I have to have some options. So when you keep saying, I'm not going to buy for this person, I'm not going to buy for that person, you kind of back yourself into a corner. I mean, just the reality of it. And, you know, we'll see. We'll see. Whatever I get, I will review. Okay? Have a great day. I'm going to go inside before I die of frostbite. Bye, y'all.